In this example, we will go through how to use Pickups Manager in more detail. By pressing the Add New Pickup Manager button, the code will automatically add the settings codes. Code always creates new scriptable object settings when pressing the Add New Pickup Manager button. Once the settings have been created, these can also be changed manually, for example, if you want to use a previously created setting. Double-clicking opens the scriptable object and shows the settings it has saved. Press the button 3 times and create settings for stars, clocks, and coins. Here, we quickly see that each point has a different setting for the scriptable object code. The Remove Last Pickup Manager button removes one of the settings from the list. Don't do this after me. When audio enabled is on, the collection sounds work. Audio event list here, you add the sounds you want to use. Let's start the editor so that the sound testing buttons start working. With the Play Audio button, we can test sounds. The sound can be selected from the list by the audio event index value. The first index corresponds to the first sound in the list, and the second index corresponds to the second item in the list. Pressing More Settings opens additional settings. This adjusts the volume. This changes the pitch. Randomize pitch creates variations in the pitch of the sound. The audio clips can be found in the Audio folder. They are in MP3 format. The audio event scriptable objects can be found in the Assets HC Pickups Package Scripts Scriptable Objects Audio folder. What is an audio event? It is a scriptable object that contains an audio clip. Next, create a new audio event. I will show you 2 ways to do it. The first way, right-click on the folder where you want to create it. Select Create, HC Scriptable Object, Event, Audio. The second way, first, select where you want to create the file and click Assets, Create, HC Scriptable Object, Events, Audio Event. Select a new audio event. Add the desired sound to the audio clips list. You can test this with the Play button. New audio clips can be added to the Audio Even list by pressing the plus button. By pressing the circle symbol, you can select the desired audio event. Let's try out new audio clips. The Editor Testing button is activated by starting the editor. Float settings. Press play to see the animations. On-off. First turn on the float animation. Animation curve. This allows you to modify how the animation moves. Let's look through what the different animation curves look like. Select the S-shaped animation. If you want, you can also make your own curve. Base height. This allows you to adjust the height of the object. Show how it works. Movement speed. Adjust the speed of the animation. Movement distance. Adjust the movement distance. Rotation settings. On-off. Turn on the rotation animation. Animation curve. Select the desired animation curve and see how they look. Rotation axis. This selects which axis the model rotates on. Finally, select the animation to rotate on the y-axis. Movement speed. Adjusted the rotation speed. Set the animation speed to 0.2, which will give a slow rotation. Effect settings. Now we can test the effects in play mode. Off. Turn the effect on. Effect index. From here we can select the desired effect so that the effect changes. The on-off value must be used to turn it off and on. Effect prefab list. The effect list scriptable object has been dragged here, and the effect prefabs of this project have been saved in it. The inspector effect prefabs shows what the effect list contains so that we can see the names of the effects. The effect list can be found in the resources folder. I will show you an example of how to add effects here. Drag the desired effect prefabs to the list. Next, we will create a completely new effect list. Remember to do this step when you're not in play mode. Select the folder where you will create the new effect list. Right-click in the folder and select Create, HC-Scriptable Object, Settings, and Effect List. The new list is called Effect List 1. After that, add places to the list with the plus sign. And drag the effect prefabs to them. click Effect Prefab List and select Effect List 1. Finally, let's test the effects in Play mode. Collectable System, a simple collection system in the project. The player can collect items by hitting them, and a UI element shows the number of items to be collected. This will increment the counter number of the items to be collected, and the item will be turned off. When hitting an item, a collection sound will be played if you have selected the collection sound in Audio Settings. Collectible Trigger Handler and Audio Playback. The player has a collectible trigger handler attached, which checks if the player hits a game object with the HC collectible code. The task of audio playback is to play the selected sound as an audio event. Collectible. Collectible code has been added to the collectible items. The code also adds a box collider and sets the trigger to true so that this object can be recognized. Collectible codes have been added to all props prefabs in the project. HUD Manager and Score Manager. These codes are attached to the collectible canvas prefab. Event System. This is needed for the canvas to work. First, select the game window to be displayed. Score Manager calculates the score points and, with the score amount value, you can decide how much the score of the items to be collected increases when you collect one item. HUD Manager displays the score points as text. The code automatically retrieves the score text variable based on the name. Here, you can change the collectible image icon of the item to be collected.